Hey guys, Will here with W.T.F Car Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing this all-new 2022 Nissan Titan Pro-4X.
And huge thanks to Ben and the rest of the management and staff here at Courtesy Nissan in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. These guys have an impressive inventory. I'll leave a link to it below. And if you're in the Tampa area looking for a new car or truck, I would definitely suggest checking these guys out. And as for Ben.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Titan has been Nissan's full-size pickup truck since 2004. That's when the first generation was released. Its main purpose was to compete with the American truck segment, as well as the Toyota Tundra. That's this vehicle's main competitor, as they are both Japanese full-size pickup trucks. The Tundra, however, has been completely redesigned for 2022, no longer hosting its gas-guzzling 5.7-liter V8, now coming equipped with a really powerful twin-turbo V6. A lot of consumers, however, aren't really digging the new Tundra. Nissan, however, is sticking to its old-school roots, still hosting the 5.6-liter Endurance V8, making 400 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque. For 2020, when we received the facelift on this 2016 release second generation Titan, it gave us a 9-speed automatic transmission which shifts really crisply, making this 5.6-liter equipped Titan reach 60 as low as 5.7 seconds. I've seen some people reach 5.5 seconds, although I'm kind of questioning the elevation and or incline or decline for a 5.5 for a full-size truck. Still, really quick vehicle. For 2022, the Titan starts with the S trim at around 40,000 bucks. This Pro-4X is going to be a near fully loaded top trim truck. The Platinum Reserve is the top trim for the Titan. That truck gets really nice features for the interior. This truck is still loaded with features, just not quite as luxurious as the Platinum Reserve. But as far as the front end styling on this Pro-4X, I'm really digging the grille design. You see lava red for the Nissan lettering, front facing camera underneath, lava red tow hooks. I'm kind of questioning why they call them lava red, because they look very orange, especially contrasted to this actual red paint. Still digging the front end styling. You see Pro-4X on the lower part of the grille, and the grille has a pretty large opening, a lot of airflow for the radiator for this 5.6-liter Endurance V8. The lights also really impressive, full LEDs, high and low beam, LED daytime running strip, turn signal beneath, fog lights also LEDs, full front parking sensing. This vehicle has 360 sensing and a 360 camera. We'll check all that out once we hop inside. Also, for the bottom portion of this front end, you notice a skid plate. This vehicle is going to have several skid plates to protect the undercarriage of this off-road capable Pro-4X truck. And I apologize for all these leaves. I'll be stepping on them throughout this outer portion of this review. There's really not much I can do about them. As far as the wheel and tire setup, also really impressive for the Pro-4X. We get these gorgeous 18-inch rims, gunmetal gray, silver contrast. The tires are general grabbers, dimensions being 275/70 R18. Really aggressive tire setup, plastic cladding surrounding the wheel well, and a nice mud flap to protect this truck from rock chips. And the mud flaps say Pro-4X. One complaint that I have, this vehicle does have a small lift kit and pretty fat tires, so it would be nice to get standard running boards on the Pro-4X. They don't have to be power deploying. They can just be small little steps. I personally don't have a problem getting into this truck. However, shorter passengers, shorter customers may experience some difficulty. So if you're gonna option up for a Pro-4X Titan, I would recommend also optioning for running boards. The doors, smart access for both driver and a front passenger. The mirrors, no blind spot monitoring, but we do get a blind spot pocket. So me personally, I don't mind the pocket because it lets me see just about everything in my blind spot. And if you're like me, you don't always trust the sensors and blind spot monitoring. LED turn signal on the side mirrors, blacked out B-pillar black trim for the bottom portion of the window trim. Everything's body color up top. Very aggressive side profile. The window sticker, it's gonna be almost impossible to see, but we'll still check it out. Of course, here's your 2022 Nissan Titan 5.6-liter Endurance V8 Pro-4X trim. Mechanically 5.6-liter V8, of course, 400 horsepower, 413 pound-feet of torque, 9-speed auto, shift on the fly, 4-wheel drive. You can pause, take a look at all these standard features. Of course, the Bilstein off-road monotune shocks are included on the Pro-4X as a standard feature. Safety and security, this vehicle is really loaded with safety and security. Automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, rear automatic braking, lane departure warning with haptic steering, high beam assist, traffic sign recognition, blind spot warning, rear cross traffic alert, collision warning, intelligent forward collision warning, driver and front passenger side impact airbags, vehicle dynamic control. Really loaded with advanced safety features. Comfort and convenience includes the 7-inch color meter display, 9-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, door-to-door navigation, Bluetooth, 8-way power driver's seat, dual cloth captain's chairs come standard on the Pro-4X. However, this vehicle gets the convenience package, which upgrades us to these really comfortable zero gravity leather seats. You can pause, take a look at all the rest of the features for the comfort and convenience. Auto climate control is a standard feature. So is a 6-speaker audio system, which we're also upgrading to a 12-speaker Fender, which sounds really, really good. Outside, full LED lighting, LED fog lamps, dark painted over fender, black door handles, Nissan intelligent key, removable locking tailgate, class 4 integrated receiver hitch, 4-pin/7-pin wiring harness connector, lava red tow hooks, black tailgate finisher, a Pro-4X logo. Skid plates are on the oil pan, fuel tank, transfer case, and the lower radiator, and we also get rain sensing wipers. Great features, basically a loaded truck. The base price sitting right under 51,000 bucks. Options include this $2,200 utility package, giving us the front and rear parking sensors, utility-track system with tie-down cleats, 120 volt in-bed outlet, LED underrail and tailgate illumination, power slide rear window with defrost, Fender premium audio system with 12 speakers and a sub, electronic locking tailgate, trailer brake controller, trailer light function check, proximity headlamp and cargo lamp activation, and the rear bed utility step. 3,400 bucks gets us the convenient package, including the leather appointed seats with contrast stitching and Pro-4X embroidery, 4-way power passenger seat, heated front and rear seats, auto entry and exit for the driver's seat, heated steering wheel with power tilt and telescoping, memory function for the steering wheel, driver's seat, and the outside mirrors. Remote engine start, auto dimming outside mirror, LED turn signal indicators. 320 bucks gets us the Pro-4X mud flaps. 250 gets us the bed assistance grip. 350 gets us the illuminated kick plate, and the electronic locking tailgate was deleted for this vehicle, so we get a $160 credit. After a $1,700 destination charge, this truck's sitting a tick under 59,000 bucks. Fuel economy, not the best, 15 city, 20 highway, 17 combined MPGs. But that's not what you buy this vehicle for. You don't buy it for the fuel economy, you buy it for its ruggedness, aggressive styling, and really impressive 5.6 liter V8. Pro-4X badging, same wheel and tire setup out rear, just a smaller brake caliper. You notice your leaf springs. All trucks in the segment are going to feature leaf springs except for the Ram 1500. Hopefully we can get our hands on the new 2022 Tundra too and really check it out. The Bilstein shocks, you can notice right there, the blue and yellow contrast. Solid rear axle, of course. You can get a good look at your differential. We'll hop out back. Pro-4X mud flaps for the rear too. LED taillights, reverse lights, and turn signals. Again, all these leaps that I'll be stepping on. Trailer hitch out rear, standard on all Nissan Titans. I'll leave a link down here, show you what this vehicle is rated to tow. Rear parking sensing, shout out courtesy Nissan here in Tampa, Florida. Titan badge in the left corner, lava red lettering on the Nissan badge out rear, and I'm really liking this black trim for the Pro-4X right here on the side. And as we mentioned, we get the tailgate steps, so we can just kick it down right here once we figure it out. Kind of similar to the Ram 1500s, you just step right here and you can get a good look at your 5.6 foot bed. You notice your rails surrounding your tailgate, that's part of the utility group, and tie downs in all 4 corners of this truck. Unlike the Ram 1500, this tailgate step's pretty easy to kick back. You just kick it and it hides away. Underneath your latch for the tailgate, you notice a rear view camera, and the upper part of this tailgate says Titan right up top. Pretty cool. And as you notice, the tailgate's just staying in place. Also a pretty interesting feature. The hydraulic damping or spring loaded system is very impressive. This tailgate, of course, is also removable. But here you have it. Spray and bed liner, very useful, and drain plugs could also come in handy. The tailgates for the Nissan Titans also have an optional cargo management group, kind of similar to the Ram boxes. I believe they call them the Titan boxes, where you can just open them up and hide your groceries or tools in your bed of the Nissan Titan. If I mentioned 120 volt in-bed outlet in the corner, but we can shut this thing up, take a step back, ruffle through these leaves back here, start this 5.6 liter Endurance V8 up, and hear how she sounds. All right, guys, that was, of course, the sound of the 5.6 liter Endurance V8 sold by Nissan for this 2022 Titan Pro-4X. As soon as you figure out this latch, we can pop it right up. Thumbs up for the struts, really gonna help with this heavy hood. Battery on the passenger side, age of the weight balance. Here you have it though, 400 horsepower, 413 pound-feet of torque. Enough to get this truck to 60 between 5.5 and 6 seconds, making it one of the quickest in the segment. But what you see is basically what you get. We can shut this thing right up, take another step back, and get a good look at those daytime running lights. Really digging the front end, love the grille. As far as the interior, let's step to the side And check it out. Again, we get smart access for the driver and the front passenger. Opening up the door. Up top, everything's hard plastic for the upper portion. The center has nice leather trim, soft, really gushy, soft, contrast stitched leather. So I'm not gonna knock it for the hard plastic. You can have your arm on this really soft armrest. Auto one touch for both front windows, still power windows in the rear, 4-way adjustable mirrors, and you can fold them away just by pressing this button. So pretty cool feature. You can pop them right back out by pressing it again. Aluminum door handle, pretty solid resistance. Kind of looks a little old school, but still not gonna knock Nissan for that. It's gonna continue with the theme of this old school truck. Hard plastic surrounding the rest of the door panel down here. Very impressive storage. You probably fit 2 footlongs next to each other. Good 12-ounce cup holder. You can probably get a big gulp right next to it. 12-speaker Fender audio system. As we step inside, Pro-4X illuminated, mirrorized, very nice nameplate. The seats, very comfortable seats, contrast stitching, perforated leather. They're not cooled, but they are heated. Down here, you can adjust the lumbar control, recline, drop, and lift the seats. Stepping inside, again, no running board. It would be nice to get running boards standard on the Pro-4X. Me personally, I don't have much trouble stepping inside this truck. It's just for the shorter passengers or shorter drivers. You may experience a little bit of trouble. We'll turn this air down by 1 so you guys can hear a little better. But first thing I noticed is the steering wheel. On center, it feels a little bit lighter than the Frontier. It's still a pretty heavy steering rack, hydraulic steering rack, but it's gonna be heavier than most of the competition, has a lot more heft. The steering wheel itself, it's not the thickest, pretty thin up top. We get bolstering for the 10 and 2 position. Not a lot of trucks in the segment have that, so 10 and 2, not too bad. 9 and 3 feels pretty solid. I like the 6 o'clock spoke too, so if you wanna drive with your arm on your lap, it gives you a pretty comfortable position to do so. 2 spokes in the side so you can have your arms on the armrest and still have a comfortable position on the wheel. The steering wheel controls include source, which you can adjust between AM, FM, and Sirius. Skip your songs, toggle between the infotainment right here. We get off-road, auxiliary gauges, coolant temperature, oil temperature, battery voltometer. Pretty cool features overall. Driving information, fuel economy, AM, FM, and a heads-up turn-by-turn when the navigation is not hooked up. You can just look at the compass at all times, traffic sign recognition, driving aids, tire pressures, and overall settings. My personal favorite to look at all times is just the digital speedo. The gauges, the tach goes to about 6,300 RPM. Speedometer goes to 120. Below the tach, we get coolant temperature to the right. Below the speedometer, gas level. The digital display shows us how many miles are on the truck, gear we're in, 2-wheel drive versus 4-wheel drive up top, advanced safety features, fuel left in the truck, traffic sign recognition, and the temperature outside. That's about it though when it comes to the gauges. Beneath, volume control, voice commands, cruise control settings, and we do get radar cruise. To the left of the steering wheel, if I didn't mention, these seats are 2-person memory, auto headlights, interior brightness, AC adapter, cargo lamp, brightness of the lights, rear locking differential, hill descent control, and a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. The wiper and headlight stocks, very satisfying click. We get rain sensing wipers on this Pro-4X truck. Infotainment, we get the 9-inch screen. Pretty impressive. The map, we can check it out. Pretty old school, pretty comparable resolution. The response is a little bit better than the new style Toyotas. However, the 2022 Tundra has a much better updated system. You don't buy this truck, you don't buy the Titan because of the tech. You buy it for its proven capability and performance. The Tundra is far ahead of this truck in terms of tech. So is most of the American competition. But still, pretty impressive infotainment. The 12-speaker Fender audio system sounds fantastic. Volume dial, pretty satisfying click, pretty good resistance, does not feel cheap. Shortcuts if you don't want to go through the infotainment screen. Dual zone auto climate control, you can disable your traction control, you can disable your parking sensors, hazards, you can turn the sound off of the 360 sensors, and a heated steering wheel. Great features, start stop button, 4-wheel drive, 4 low, 4 high. No 4-wheel drive auto, but we still get the 4-wheel drive control right next to our knee while we drive. Down here, trailer brake controller, USB-C, USB port, heated seats for the driver and the front passenger, nice little storage spot as well. Behind, you notice these 2 drawers. This is good for business cards, envelopes, papers, or whatnot. 2 cup holders too, small pass-through, good spot for a phone. The cup holders are rubberized, and if you want to remove all of this, you can take the cup holder out, you can take this thing out, and it exposes a very large storage compartment. I would expect you to fit just about anything you would need. You probably get a couple pairs of shoes in there, 12-pack of cans. Pretty impressive amount of space. We can put this right back where it was. Same thing with the cup holders. Boom. And the armrest also super soft, massive. You're easily fitting like 2-3 arms on here if you need to. I like the red contrast stitching. Opening it up, massive. You can remove this, good spot for coins here. You can fit a couple phones in here too, and another good spot for some coins. Massive storage. You're easily fitting a bowling ball in there. You could probably get a bunch of water bottles surrounding the bowling ball. Additional 12-volt, decent spot for a radar detector. You put this tray right back, and on the top of this console, good spot for some pens. Pretty useful overall. Glove box, pull this latch, damped. Pretty large, not the largest glove box. I would expect you to fit between 15, maybe 20 license plates. Above it, this faux carbon fiber trim throughout the interior. Soft touch for the airbag area, and as we mentioned, nice red contrast stitching for the dashboard. Auto dimming rear view mirror, 3 garage home link settings on it. But that's about it for this interior, guys. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. All right, guys, step into the back seat of the 2022 Titan Pro-4X. Up top, again, everything's hard plastic, but that leather trim continues for everywhere where your arm will rest. Aluminum door handle, 2 speakers for your Fender premium audio. Solid storage too, same thing as the front. You can fit a 12-ounce and a big gulp in your door pocket. We can move this stuff out of the way, and you can see these seats, you can lift them up, and it exposes pretty decent amount of storage. A lockable secret storage tray right here too. You can throw some secret stuff in there. Same thing with those seats. We're not going to lift them for the purpose of this review, but hopefully you guys get a good sense on what is available. Another cool part about this is you can fold it down in this direction, and you have like a workable table area for your truck. Definitely cool. Put this back, put the seats back. You have to pull this latch to drop them back into their original space. Again, no running boards, unfortunately, but the rear passengers have this grab handle, making it a little easier hopping in the back of the Titan Pro-4X. And pretty decent legroom, not quite as much as the American competition. This is probably like the lowest amount of legroom in the segment. We still get 2 cup holders, rear vents, AC adapter, and heated seats for the rear, 2 USB ports, and a 12-volt as well. Pretty comfortable back here. The seats are extremely comfortable. More than enough legroom. I have like 6-7 inches. It's just the American competition has slightly larger back seat. Mat pockets behind both of the front seats. The center armrest area, move this stuff out of the way. There's a string, you pull the string, move the seat belt out of the way. Very small padded area for your arms. The cup holders are massive though. They could have probably given us smaller cup holders and a larger area for the arm. Not a big deal though. It's still pretty comfortable if you could fit your arm on the leather spot. The interior lights in this truck are also LEDs, as you see. That's about it though, guys, with the interior and exterior of the 2022 Titan Pro-4X. Let's take this truck out for a drive. All right, guys, now we've just about seen everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2022 Nissan Titan Pro-4X. Let's take it out for a drive. And first thing I noticed, the steering is pretty heavy, not quite as heavy as the Frontier, but it's almost up there. It's a slightly heavier rack than the Toyota Tacoma and the Toyota 4Runner, but it's not quite as tight or as heavy as the Frontier. But anyway, stepping out, once you're moving, the steering feels very sloppy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not liking the steering at all. Yeah, it's very floaty, very truck-like steering, not the most direct. You can turn the wheel about an inch before the truck actually starts to change direction. But that's not what you buy this truck for. Nobody expects it to handle like a sports car. Just slight roll on the gas. Yeah, the transmission has to figure itself out for a little bit. It doesn't quite know which gear to enter. But we have a red light coming up. Should give us a good opportunity to try an acceleration off the line. And I'll catch back with you in 1 second. All right, guys, off the line. Ooh, this thing can move, guys. Yeah, I don't see 0 to 60 happening in the mid 5-second range. It doesn't feel that quick, but I could see it happening in the mid 6s, around 6.5 seconds. A little bit quicker, I think, than the Ram 1500, but I personally prefer the sound of the 5.7 Hemi versus this 5.6 Endurance V8. But just cruising along, going about 40 miles per hour, silent interior. This truck has dual pane windows, which really help isolate it from the road. Truly one of the quietest interiors. The ride quality too, I think the ride quality is pretty impressive. It's not too bumpy at all. It's a little bit floaty with the steering. We'll see how it is once we step out onto this multiple lane highway, get some better speed, and see how the steering feels once you're really up there at highway speeds. All right, guys, stepping out onto the multiple lane highway, very sensitive tuning, like a 4 throttle. We get to highway speeds, but the RPM shoot up to about like 3,500 with very little throttle, and the steering at higher speeds. I think every vehicle in the segment has better steering than this truck. It feels very floaty. So they're really holding on to that old school theme. It still handles like an old school truck, at least through the wheel. As far as body roll, we'll make this right turn right here a little bit quicker than we should and see how the body roll really is. So right here, not that bad. I like the growl out of this V8 too, but I was just barely stepping on the gas, like a fifth of the way, and it shoots you to like 3,500 RPM, like it's absolutely nothing. But I'm gonna throw in the POV camera right here, try to give you guys a first-hand look driving this truck, and I'll catch back with you in 1 second. All right, guys, stepping out here, just to the stop sign. I like the way this V8 sounds. I just personally prefer the sound from the 5.7 Hemi. I think that's the best sounding V8 in the segment. And stepping out here, about half throttle. Ooh, it's just a beast. It gets up and goes real quickly, and on this concrete pavement, super quiet. You hear the stuff in the back seat rattling around, but the truck is basically completely silent. You do feel the bumps a little bit. The ride quality is not nearly as soft as the Ram or even the F-150. It's also a little bit rougher, I think, than the Silverado and GM truck, so it's not the most refined in the segment, but it is still a really nice truck. If you can get a good deal on one of these, I would definitely recommend checking it out, especially with this proven 5.6 liter power plant. But as far as body roll and turning radius, let's see what we got. So the body roll, it's not that bad. It's noticeable, but really no worse than the competition. The turning radius, not bad either. It's pretty competitive. As a truck, this thing's pretty impressive. About third throttle coming out. Nice. All right, guys, we have a little bit of open road. We'll try an acceleration off the line, come to a complete stop, and we're just gonna mash the pedal. Whatever happens, happens, and on the gas. No wheel spin. Whew, yeah, she pulls hard. Bumps. It handles the big bumps really well. It's just you feel the little bumps. It's not a lot. It doesn't feel quite as luxurious as a lot of the competition. Over the big bumps though, it feels really capable. This is a very rugged, off-road capable truck. Body roll, a little bit, but not that much. Feels very strong. All right, guys, stepping back out onto the multiple lane highway. Very good torque down low. Very good torque. And as you see, no blind spot monitoring, but the blind spot pockets really do show us just about everything that's in our blind spot. Really useful feature. But other than that, guys, what you see is basically what you get. We have an old school Tundra right in front of us. We'll pass him, let him know who the real Japanese truck king really is with this 2022 Nissan Titan. But other than that, I am very impressed. I think that this truck is a little behind the competition in terms of refinement, but in terms of ruggedness, you're really not compromising much. If you're looking for an off-road capable truck, I kind of prefer this Pro-4X over the Trail Boss Silverados. I think this feels like a more aggressive truck than the Trail Boss, especially with the 5.3 liter Ecotech. This 5.6 Endurance V8 feels significantly stronger than the 5.3 Ecotech. So if you're cross shopping between a Trail Boss and GMC AT4 with a 5.3 liter engine, I would definitely recommend checking this one out too. If you're cross shopping between a Tundra or a F-150 Platinum, F-150 King Ranch, or like the Ram Rebels, I feel like this truck is behind those trucks in terms of refinement, but in terms of ruggedness and proven reliability and the proven power plant, this truck is far ahead of both the Tundra and the Ford trucks. Other than that, guys, I'd like to give a huge thank you to Ben and the rest of the management and staff here at Courtesy Nissan in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. Really impressive dealership. Their inventory is starting to flow back to normal again. I would definitely recommend anybody looking for a new car or truck in the Tampa area to check out Courtesy Nissan here in Tampa. Other than that though, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Had a great time making this video. Really impressive truck. Love the V8. And I hope you guys enjoyed it half as much as I enjoyed making it. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know I have an incredible amount of gratitude for all the subscribers. You know, the channel is not possible without you guys, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars or trucks you'd like to see reviewed in this channel too. And I'll definitely try to get those videos for you as soon as possible. But again, really enjoyed making this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope all you guys have a great day.